Pricefinder is an excellent tool to use within Australia to get property data that can be used for prospecting in your proposals and other areas within Mantis Property. Mantis Property includes a sophisticated integration that allows you to pull in data automatically without needing to go to the Pricefinder website and look up information. In this video, I'll show you how to integrate your Mantis Property account with your Pricefinder account, and then how the actual integration works and what data you can access. The first thing that we'll do is go across to our Mantis Property account. In here, you simply go into Preferences, then into Third-Party Integrations, and into Pricefinder Integration. This is a simple authorization screen that allows you to connect to your Pricefinder account. So here, if you're not connected, it will have an authorize button. You simply click on that, and then that will prompt you to log into your Pricefinder account. That will establish the connection so that Mantis Property can connect to your Pricefinder account. Once you've done that, then you'll be able to pull in information from Pricefinder. The first area that I'll show you is the property section of Mantis Property. So this is where you can collect information on properties and store things like appraisals, listings, and all the history and data relating to specific properties. So we're going to bring up a property here. And you'll see this is a property that we've added at some stage, but not connected it up to Pricefinder. So we have all these fields that you can normally enter in information in, but if you connect it to Pricefinder, I'll show you what will happen. So you simply click the Connect to Pricefinder button. This will then connect to Pricefinder, search for any addresses that match the address of that property, and it'll show you any matches. Sometimes Pricefinder won't match up the correct property to the correct address, so that's where you can type in a specific address here that you want connected to that property. This can happen sometimes if it's a corner block and Pricefinder has it listed as a address on a different street to what the legal address or commonly known address of that property is. Then you simply click on the property to say that's the one you want to connect. And that will show here, shows a little photo with the details of what it's connected to in Pricefinder. The next thing you can do is click Retrieve Property Information. So what this has done here is it's pulled in all this information automatically from Pricefinder, knowing that there's 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 garage spaces. It's pulled in the land area. If there's building size information, it pulls that in as well. It'll pull in the lot plan and title reference, and also any sales and rental valuations and what those dates are. If we click across to owners, it'll also pull in who the legal owner is if that information is in there. So basically it'll pull in all this information depending on what's actually stored within Pricefinder for that property. So you just click Save Updates to save that information. So the next section I'll show you where Pricefinder integration comes in well is within the appraisals when you're preparing a digital proposal. So we'll come across to appraisals and say we want to create a proposal for someone. So when we've come into the appraisals, you'll see it's all automatically pulled in all this information on a property that it's already connected to within Pricefinder. So we'll click on Proposals. We've got one here that's in progress. And we'll just go to the step where you can add your comparable sold listings and your comparable for sale listings. So if you have Pricefinder integration connected, it'll have these 2 buttons here, Add from Pricefinder. So we want to pull in any comparable sold listings for this particular appraisal. So you just click Add from Pricefinder. This is now connected to Pricefinder and it's automatically set all these parameters. So it's looking for similar properties that are within 1 kilometre have sold within the past 12 months, and it sets a minimum and maximum price, which are basically $200,000 cheaper and more expensive than the estimated value of that particular property. You can change any of these specifications if you want to search for specific things. It shows you under here any properties within Pricefinder that match. So you simply just click on any of the ones that you want to include in your proposal and click Add to Proposal. Now if we look, we're back on this screen and the comparable sold listings. It's showing all the ones that we've selected. And it shows they're sold, how much they were sold for and what those sold dates were. If you decide you want to remove any of them, you can just click Remove. And you can also add as many as you want there. You can also add a combination of ones from Pricefinder, and you can add them from your own listings. The same thing goes for comparable for sale listings. So when you click on Add from Pricefinder here, it'll go out and find any listings that are currently on the market in that area. Again, you can select all of your different criteria and then select specific listings or properties. Add those to the proposal. And those automatically show there. So that they will automatically show within the comparables section of the digital proposal when you send that to your vendor. The final area that we've got Pricefinder integration built into is within the status of your appraisals. So if we come back into appraisals, you'll see that there's these two tabs here, sold and on the market. Now normally within Mantis Property, when you're editing your appraisals, you can change the status of those to make them appear in any of these tabs. However, when you have Pricefinder integration built in, it will automatically be checking anything that you're doing an appraisal on, and it will pick up if those properties have been sold or if they've gone on the market with another agent. And the way that it does this is it has a look at any appraisals that you've currently got sitting in your new requests, booked, attended or sent proposal status, or on hold or delayed status, so any of your active statuses. And then it will check to see whether that property has appeared on the market after the date that you've done the proposal, but your proposal has not been accepted. So that way it's determined that that specific property must have gone on the market with another agent. So that way you'll be able to see any of your appraisals that you've done proposals for and they've gone on the market with another agent, so that you can contact them and congratulate them on going on the market and ask them if they need any assistance or if they have issues with that agent to contact you, and that might give you another chance of getting that listing if it's not successful with the other agent. The same thing goes for the sold. So if you have any appraisals that you've done and then they've gone on the market and then they've actually sold, they'll then go into the sold tab here. So that way you can automatically keep an eye on what's happening in the market in your area, especially with the appraisals that you've sent out but haven't heard anything back since then. So as you can see, by connecting up Pricefinder to your Mantis Property account, it gives you a lot of data intelligence on properties and helps you keep on top of the market. It also saves you a lot of time and effort with looking up information when you're doing some prospecting or doing your appraisals and proposals.